What if you could quit your crappy old job and engage in writing, not writing, writing for a living? Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe you've always got that novel up that chunk of coal of yours, lump of coal. Maybe you want to start a blog like my man Fritz Gilbert up there at the Retirement Manifesto. Maybe you want to be a sports commentator. I don't know. What if you always said, I'd like to maybe just want to write, again, short stories? What if you just want to write? You're like, man, I have ideas. I'd love to take the time to do it. And what if you never do? How disappointing will that be? So anyway, I think there's a lot of you guys out there who could do something like that. I always try to get people to do YouTube. A lot of people are nervous about YouTube because it's video. Yeah, I get that. I don't like writing all that much, frankly. In terms of the actual physical writing, I'd just rather do videos. Maybe it's just because I'm lazy. I don't know. But what if you had something writing? You say, I'd love to do this. I just don't have the time. Well, you don't have the time because it doesn't pay anything. What if it did pay something? What if you can develop a little bit of an audience and say 2 to 3 years out, you have enough audience where you could sell short stories to? Let's read this here. So first we're going to talk about right here, talent on loan from God. Remember that? Talent on loan from God. Put that in their thinking cap here. Well, Limbaugh took the talent on loan for God from God and ran with it. Ran with it as fast and hard as he could, even if what he was handed to work with were opinions that at that time no one else voiced in public, much less over the airwaves, on an outmoded means of mass communication because AM had been a joke for a decade. And the world changed. And the more and more I obsess on that phrase, I'm, as I told a friend last week, religious but not pious, which means I'm a little bit uncomfortable talking about anything tangential to religion in public. And I feel bad arguing from it because, heck, 2 of my best friends are atheists and I think the majority of them are agnostic. But the phrase won't leave my head, on loan from God. So indulge me. Imagine there really is a creator and planner, a great author if you wish, and you're a creator in a small way. And he sends you these things to do something with. He obviously sent them to Limbaugh, who could have sat back and gone, but the time isn't right, but this will make me hated. But AM is a sucky place to do this. And he'd been right. More importantly, in 20 years there had been blogs, so much more right for what he had to do. Of course, he didn't know that, but himself undoubtedly did. That's God. On the other hand, perhaps the creators of the net were supposed to have sped it up some. Perhaps that's what the talent was floating around for. Never mind, Grandma said, God writes straight upon our crooked lines. And I'm getting old and I agree with her. Maybe we are special. Maybe the ideas, the force, the creativity, and the talent are given to us for a reason. The parable of the talents is a hard lesson, but I've seen it in action. I've seen people with immense talent, of immense voice, for lack of a better word, of a strong creativity, who refuse to do anything with it. Grandma told me about that too when I was really young, that when you're given a special gift and ignore it or refuse it, it turns on you. It makes you ill, and it destroys you from the inside. We have so much time. Limbaugh only had 70 years, actually. And some of us have gifts or missions or creativity or push or whatever the holy heck you want to call it. But we have something which isn't exactly under our control. Our choice is to use them or not. But using them isn't easy. Sometimes what you're given is an AM station and opinions that are socially shunned, or indie publishing and ditto, or the strong need to stop pretending and come out of the political closet, which makes you hard to work with, as Gina Carano is not the only one who got that excuse to get fired. She's hard to work with. Look, even if you get the magic carpet ride to the top, it won't be easy. I have friends who got that. Most of them worked damn hard, both at craft and publicity, and there are still years of emptiness and days of silence and doubts, always doubts. Most who get undeserved magic carpet rides to the top write very few books after all, and they have no idea what sells why. So look into your heart. Do you have talent on loan from God? I don't care how minor or stupid it is. Go do it, and the world will change. Well, you see, I do really good cross stitch. Yeah, maybe one of your pieces is needed to cheer a terminal patient. I just write these songs and put them on the web. Yeah, and maybe someone who needs to accomplish something much, much bigger needs to hear one of your songs, even if it's silly. I just draw marker pictures of my cats. Sure, and maybe someone needs to see one and adopt a kitten, which will make them more secure and stable and lead them to having a happy family. one of the grandchildren, or maybe if you can make marker pictures of other people's cats, you can make a little extra money and buy tools to do that thing you always wanted to do. If you have something on loan from God or the miraculous whim of the universe or whatever the heck you believe it is, go and use it. Let's start straightening out some lies. I couldn't agree more. So I want to share with you this article from, I think it's Michelle Gaspery, and I'll put a link in the show notes. Make money as a writer. Ultimate guide to earning 0 to 500 as a newbie writer. Why do you want to get stuck in the house to make money as a writer? You have options to earn more. You can apply to any corporate job with higher pay. You can proceed to online businesses, as are many people doing it. But why writing? Writers are known for their vows of poverty, right? In 2014, I left my professional life as a full-time English teacher and I decided to dedicate myself to the boundless online world. For whatever reasons I had back then, I decided to become a hermit. Fastlate. Whatever reason, it was the muse. It was God. It was God. And I'll share with you a book. Let me just show you. So had the muse, had God slapped her on the head, had a talent on loan from God. The talents, God wants his talents back, but he wants it at a premium. And The War of Art is from Stephen Pressfield, the guy who wrote The Legend of Bagger Vance and some other great books, actually. The War of Art has inspired people around the world to defeat resistance, to recognize and knock down dream-blocking barriers, and to silence the naysayers within us. Resistance kicks everyone's butt, and the desire to defeat it is equally as universal. But the War of Art identifies the enemy that every one of us must face and outlines a battle plan to conquer the internal foe. All right, so working online, going back to Michelle, isn't usual in the Philippines, though. My parents wanted their children to work hard at school to get a mundane job to ensure the future. I bet 95% of the Filipinos believe they will earn more if they simply follow the convention. Besides, not all are courageous enough to break it. The fact that you're here means you want to leave the boring 9 to 5. You desire to simply try a new endeavor while you try to prove that online jobs work. You want to make money as a writer. That not all income comes after the 15th and 30-day basis. Out of the income opportunities you choose, writing comes in your mind. So how to make money as a writer. In this post, you're going to get all the information you usually get in several articles worth. Hence, it's going to be an epic for both of us. I will share everything I've learned over the 5 years in one single post to teach you how to make money from at least $0 to $500 a month. Does it sound impossible? It's not, as long as you're tenacious, hardworking, patient, and consistent with applying the principles that I write here. You're on the right track. Are you ready? So anyway, practice writing as a contributor. So I'm going to leave this in the notes because I'm a big fan. Let's see. I think they got a picture of Michelle Hill. Michelle, is that her name? I can't remember. Let's see. She lives in Germany, if memory serves. Anyway, maybe not. I thought they did. Just tons of content here. And I follow her on. Yeah, there she is. There's Michelle right there. Make money as a writer. Learn how I made an income from it. So highly recommend you do this. Highly recommend you take your talent on loan from God and turn it into something productive. Don't just slave ways and crap your job. Listen to social justice warriors, Robin DiAngelo and stuff at Coca-Cola saying, because of this right here, you're evil and you need to bow down and freaking hit the guillotine. Forget all that. Get the hell out of there. Start your career. The talents on loan from God. The talents. Seems like there's a parable about that, huh? All right. Love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.